Hello, welcome to the video. If you've been following my journey here, going over my struggles using the ToneMasterPro through the Seymour Duncan Power Stage 200, then you'll know that I've been kind of struggling with getting power and volume, just what I'm used to and what I want. And if you're new here, welcome. Everything I'm going to describe here is going to be super applicable to whether you're using the ToneMasterPro or the Quad Cortex or Helix or Boss or the Axe Effect stuff. It doesn't matter. If you're trying to power a cabinet for whatever reason, jamming with your band or on stage, whatever the case, you need to power it somehow. And you can use a little power amp like I am here with the Seymour Duncan Power Stage 200 or various ones. This is a solid state one or the tube-based ones, which a lot of people have been recommending. And I just happened to settle on the Power Stage 200 because it's the smallest and it just fits on the pedal board design that I happen to go with. Lots of people have been recommending the tube-based stuff to me, but those are bigger. It just doesn't fit on my pedal board and it's out. So I've just been having these issues, it sounds great just here in the room. And it's super loud. I know you can't really tell that so much because the camera audio, when I'm playing the guitar here, just kind of normalizes it. So I could have, the level at 1,000,000 or 1 and it just kind of normalizes it. So you really can't hear the differences, but it's super loud in the room right now. But when I get in a room with the other guys, up against another guitar player, drums, vocals, keyboards, it is just not there. So I've been struggling with that. So lately I've kind of just been abandoning the Seymour Duncan and going through the power amp section of a head, like my 6505 Plus there. And it rips, it's perfect. Everything sounds great, just how I want it. I've got my floor-based unit here, everything I need, except that I have to use the head, which was the point of this, that I didn't want to have to use a head. This is my entire rig right here on this pedal board. I could arrive anywhere, as long as a cab's there, a 4x12 of some type, or a stack, whatever, I can plug right in. And that was the point of this. Kamira, my band's been doing all these fly gigs lately, and I'm just a head and cab guy. I was for all these years. I just want to plug in, play, that's it. Doesn't matter what you give me, I'm ready to rip. But going to this, I'm kind of new to this. I just needed to make this small compact unit, so I put together this pedal board here. I went with the Fender ToneMasterPro. It's just the first one I chose, and I've been loving it. It's awesome, but I know they're all killer, right? So many guys are using the Cortex, stuff like that, all good. But this particular thing, I just went with what sounded good at the time. I watched some videos, and this is the pedal board I built, but I'm not getting the power there, especially up against my other guitar player, Matt, who's just using a 6505 through a 4x12. His tone is just thick and rich and huge and powerful, massive compared to mine. It just wasn't there. And man, I was like, damn it, I want to make this work. I don't know what's going on. If I crank the volume output of the Fender ToneMasterPro, it clips the preamp, or it shows that I'm clipping the preamp signal of the Seymour Duncan Power Stage 200. So then if I increase the output of the Seymour Duncan Power Stage 200, it clips the power amp. And I'm just scratching my head, not knowing what to do, thinking it's a lost cause. I'm just gonna have to use the power amp section of my head, but whatever, just what is what it is. But about a month or two ago, came across a revelation. My buddy George, who loves guitars and amps just like me, said, you know what? I think the problem is that he read up on it, which I failed to do. The Seymour Duncan Power Stage, a Class D power amp, solid state, outputs at 4 ohms. And the PV Invective cabs I'm using, which I love and are wonderful, are 16 ohms. They can't be switched. And what I've come to learn is that I'm really only taking advantage of about 1/4 of the power that the Seymour Duncan Power Stage is capable of. Because it's like getting bottlenecked going from 4 ohms to 16 ohms. To a lot of guys that know a lot about this stuff, I'm sure that's like, duh, right? And I've been a pro guitarist for most of my life, but like I said, I'm just a head and cab guy. I don't even care what the configuration is. Just plug me in and I'm ready to go. So I don't know a lot about this stuff. It's new to me, you know, so I'm figuring this stuff out as I go, and that's what we all do, right? We're all learning every day. So don't hate, bro. So I learned that the Seymour Duncan is outputting at 4 ohms, and you need to match that with a 4 ohm cab. But there aren't many 4 ohm cabs available. This is 16 ohms, like I mentioned. So I'm just like, still don't know what to do. And then George did some more research and he said, hey, you know what? We can rewire this cab to be 4 ohms. And he found a diagram and we figured it all out and we're gonna do it. And I even reached out to my guys at Peavey and I talked to one of the head techs there. I showed him our plan, showed him the diagrams, and he said, yep, that's exactly how you wanna do it. That'll work perfectly. We're like, great. So a little time passes and I just start getting cold feet about the whole thing. I'm like, do I really wanna get into rewiring a cabinet? I know I've said it a bunch of times here, but I just wanna plug and play. I don't wanna mess around with rewiring cabinets. I just want it to work, you know? I mean, I like to tinker, and I know at least half or more of the guitar community out there loves tinkering with stuff, rewiring, modding, all that kind of stuff. So that's totally cool, I get it. I love to tinker around with stuff too, but I don't wanna be messing with the cabs. I don't know enough about it to know what's gonna happen. And then what if I need to use it at 16 ohms again? It's now just a 4 ohm cab. So, like I said, it's just got cold feet and we kind of abandoned the idea. But then, a couple weeks ago, I came across a video from another just amp master guru, Kyle Bull, here on YouTube. Great guy. I think he's in Pennsylvania, so close to me here in Ohio. And he had this video, I'll show it on the screen here. It's called Big Power. And I think the title was The Secret to Unleashing the Full Power of the Seymour Duncan Power Stage. Oh my God, yes. Don't you love it when you see a video that you feel was made for you? You know it wasn't made for you, but it's exactly what you've been looking for. And this was it. I was like, hell yeah, please let this reveal some information that I don't know. Do I have some switches wrong on here? Am I doing something wrong? Is it just the 4 to 16 ohm thing? What can I do? So I watched this video and it was an epiphany moment for me after I watched this video, and I've got the problem solved. And that's what I want to share with you here today. And we're gonna get into it. Enough of my jibber jabber, but I want a quick disclaimer and say that I've used some of Kyle's footage here just for educational purposes, which I hope he's okay with. So his video, which is fantastic, and I recommend everybody watch in its entirety, is probably, I don't know, 18, 20 minutes long. And I've whittled down just the parts that I thought were most applicable to what I'm trying to show here to about 3 minutes. So we're gonna watch together and it goes over those key points. And again, I hope Kyle's cool with this. Kyle, love you. His channel is fantastic. He's just a guy like me, loves distortion, heavy amps, guitars, and metal. I mean, and it's amazing, but he knows way more about this stuff than I do. You know, and that's the beauty of this whole world. Everybody knows a little more about something else, you know, and you feed off each other and stuff. And why did Kyle make that video? To inform and educate people. And so he educated me, I learned something from it, and it was very beneficial. And now I want to share those best points with everyone else, you know? Teachers were students at one point too, you know, right? So, and we all go on and we share the things that we love with everyone else. So that's what I'm gonna do here. And I had to clip a little bit of his video because I want you to hear it from the horse's mouth because his information is fantastic. And I'm gonna go over the key points that led me to my epiphany. And then I'm gonna show you how I got it solved and what I did right after watching his video. You're gonna love it. Here we go. Thanks to Kyle. Subscribe to his channel, watch some of his videos. Dude, he's got tons of stuff. Look at this. I mean, so many killer videos, all sorts of amp stuff, everything you want to know about cabs, amps, and everything. So thank you, Kyle. Again, I hope you're cool with this, man. Here we go. Let's watch this video together in real time. And I'll meet you on the other side and show you what happened next.
Power. It's what metal guitarists crave. Because there is nothing worse than a loud drummer and a second guitarist drowning out your rig and exposing you for the wimp that you really are. So why is it that the most powerful 200-watt solid-state amplifier on the market seems to be letting down so many guitarists? Well, guess what? It's user error. So today, I'm gonna unleash the secret of the headroom that lies within the Seymour Duncan Power Stage 200. These really seem to be the power amps that have popularized portable power for people who are looking to take their rig on the road without having to take a big, heavy tube amp. But the perceived issue with the Seymour Duncan Power Stage 200 is that even though it is a 200 watt Class D solid state amplifier, it seems to lack headroom and volume. Does it seem like this thing has no headroom? Do the clipping lights come on way earlier than you think that they should? And do you also struggle with getting this thing to cut in a mix in a live band situation without clipping the hell out of the preamp input and the power input? And honestly, this thing is actually extremely loud if you use it in the right way to maximize the headroom and the wattage that is contained within it. But in the description of this, you will go down and you will see that it has different power ratings at different ohm ratings. And that's what it's advertised at. 4 ohms, 200 watts. That's the max that you're gonna be able to get out of this thing. So it's the Seymour Duncan Power Stage 200, right? But in reality, most people don't have 4 ohm cabinets, or they're not using 4 ohm settings on their cabinets, and therefore, because Class D power amplifiers step down their power significantly at those higher impedances, such as 8 ohms or 16 ohms, you are not getting that full 200 watts. In fact, you're not really getting anywhere close to it, because this amplifier at 8 ohms puts out 117 watts, and that is a far cry from the 210 watts that it puts out at 4 ohms. And as far as 16 ohms, which we don't even know, I think I read somewhere online that somebody figured out it was something like 65 watts. And therein lies the issue that everybody is running into. 65 watts at 16 ohm. Most people are using 16 ohm cab. It's the most common cab impedance on the market for 4x12s. 65 watts, not gonna get you very far. So I am actually going to show you the massive difference between 16 ohm and 4 ohm. So with all that said, let's go ahead, let's hook this up to a 16 ohm cabinet that also has a 4 ohm input on it. And let's have our minds and our eardrums blown. All right, guys, so I have the Seymour Duncan Power Stage set up through my Marshall 1916 AV cab. I chose this cab for a very deliberate reason, and that is because even though it is a 16 ohm cabinet, it has a 4 ohm input jack, and pretty much any Marshall 1960 series cab is gonna have that on it. So that is the easy way to get a cab that actually has a 4 ohm input and to be able to take advantage of all of the power of the Seymour Duncan Power Stage.
Hello, yeah, Sweetwater. Hey, it's me, Rob. Yeah. Arnold. Anyways, yeah, I'm looking for a 4 ohm 4x12 cabinet. I hear that Marshalls are the way to go. Do you have any suggestions? Yeah. 1960A lead amp. Let's see. Okay. Here it is. Good looking. Yep. There we go. 4 ohm, perfecto. Need that, so good, switchable. Let's see here. 300 watts, 4, 8, or 16 ohm. Closed back cabinet with Celestion G12 T75 speakers. Ultimate in flexibility, clear and true, slightly brighter sound than a straight cab, sonically superior, rugged and ready for the road. 300 watt, 4x12 angled, 4x16 ohm mono or 8 ohm stereo. G12 75 speakers, we said that. Black grill cloth, large white logo, alpha and black gray. Sounds like a beast. Let's do it. Yep, same address. You got it. Thanks so much. Look forward to it. Bye. Well. Yes, sir. All right. Man, I don't know about you guys, but I just love new gear. This thing just looks killer. I can smell new gear. It just looks awesome. This is my first new Marshall anything in 26 years. In 1999, I bought my very first brand new half stack. I had one before that. I had a crate half stack, but I bought it used, when I was like 15 or something. But in 99, when I joined Chimera, I bought my first brand new half stack. It was a Marshall 1960 BV, I think, which is a coveted cab. I mean, those were very expensive at the time. And a Marshall valve state, like the BS 100 or something, I can't remember right now. Got another video coming up on that soon. But anyways, that's been long put away and haven't messed with Marshall stuff in a really long time. And this is the 1960, on the badge here, it says 1960 lead, but on the website it says 1960A. So I'm just calling it the 1960A lead cab. I don't know if lead means like it's the top cab, the A is the top cab. When they're stacked, it's slanted, and you have like a straight one on the bottom. I'm not really sure, but man, let me tell you, it just looks killer. I haven't seen a new Marshall cab in so many years, like I said, and it looks really well made and awesome. Excited to jam through it. This is gonna be our first jam here. Also, a couple more things about this. So it had the Celestion G75T or something like that. I'm sorry I'm fumbling that. I really don't know anything about speakers. I just want them to sound good. All I know is Celestion, good. Greenback, good. Creamback, good, So I'm excited to check this out. And nothing against the PB whatsoever. I absolutely love this cab. It rips and gives me everything I want when paired with a power amp like of a 6505 or something like that. But it's only 16 ohms and it's not switchable. This thing, it has two inputs. One is a 4 and one is a 16, and you can go to 8 ohms if you're running stereo. So it's just two inputs, 4 or 16. And so in my case, that's why I needed this cab, and I'm happy to have it. Thank you to Sweetwater and Marshall, by the way. Very stoked on this thing. Let's get going here. Let's hear it. We'll do a bunch of tests. Right now, I have it plugged in to the 16 ohm. So let's just hear. This is what it's like. Just like the PB, it's 16 ohms, Sounds really killer. I got a bad pot in this, listen. Hear that? Gotta fix that. George, he put this 81 in here, Jackson Virtuoso, and I'm gonna replace this pot. I got dozens of them though, so we'll figure it out. But so this is the 16. So this is just, it's performing just like the PB. Sounds killer. And just like this, I can just switch over. Here's 4 ohm. Here we go. Instant improvement. Awesome. Can you tell I'm talking louder? It's funny if you, hold on, let me tone it down. If you watch Kyle's video, you can tell after he does his tests, he's talking way louder because he's used, you think you got to talk over this loud ass amp in the room. Got to bring it back down here. It's so loud, it's amazing. Yes, It worked. Thank God, I could tell. And it sounds awesome. I didn't know what a Marshall was gonna sound like. I didn't know how it was gonna work with my riffs because I haven't used it in so long, my riff style. Killer. Yeah, man. So that's that's definitely 4 ohm. Fantastic. I know you guys can't hear the volume difference, as I mentioned. Oh, there's something else I was gonna say. Oh well. But you can't hear the volume difference. But what Kyle did in his video is he had an actual decibel meter, like a pro decibel meter that Sweetwater sent him. You know, and it had it's like a little device like this, and it had a microphone on the end, and you can put it there, and it senses the difference. But I don't have one of those. And again, you can't hear the difference because, like I said, the camera, iPhone camera, you know, audio, it squashes it down to just normalize the whole thing. So loud or quiet, it's going to be kind of at the same volume. But you got to trust me, it's jamming, dude. But as I was thinking about making this video, I'm like, I don't have a decibel meter. What am I going to do? Well, I just searched the App Store. Let me fire that up real quick here. Sure enough, there's one for the iPhone. So this app is called Decibel X. So check this out. All right. So I'm just talking here. Talking, hey, yo, how's it going? It looks like we're around, well, I don't know, maybe 50 dB is the average. I don't know. So let's go back to 16. So this is 16, and I'm just gonna jam, and let's see what the average is. $89.90. By the way, I gotta say, this cab sounds fantastic. The chugs are banging, dude. Trying to keep it all in one spot here so that I can do the next test same way. I'm gonna try, you know, just improvising. So, all right, so that was $89.90, right? Let's go over to the 4 ohm. Here we go. So 94, 95-ish dB. So, you know, 5, 6, 7 dB increase, which is enormous in the grand scheme of things. Killer, dude. And again, really like this cab. Killer. Yeah, so we were getting up there. Problem solved, dude. This is it. 4 ohms into 4 ohms like it's supposed to be. Man, it's a big difference. It's huge here in the room. I can tell, and this is man. So I can turn this up. Let's see. I'm gonna try this. I don't know if you can see this through this camera or not, but holy shit. I can get to, let's call it, if straight up was 50%, you know, maybe at 60% before it's clipping. I could not do that before, not even close. And I can tell right here that this is gonna perform monstrously, you know, with my bandmates. It is jamming. My new friend, not abandoning the PVs, but I'm a guy that I'll use them all. Jackson, ESP, Marshall, PV, Fender. Give it to me, I'll try it, you know? I'll check it out. Killer, man. So I would say, well, problem solved, you know? To wrap this up, I don't really know how to wrap it up other than I kind of want to just stop filming and start jamming, you know? I just want to jam. When you get something new and it works and it feels great, you're inspired, you want to keep playing, that's what I recommend all the time, you know, in all my videos is like, have a setup that feels good to you, because if there's a problem, especially as you're coming up, if there's a problem, it just discourages you. If you have a Floyd Rose and you don't know how to deal with it, then, you know, it goes out of tune or your Floyd goes up like that or sinks way back into the body, you don't know what to do. So you just stop playing the guitar, and that's not what you want. You want something that's there for you every time, reliably, so you can pick up and jam anytime you want to. So that's what I preach all the time, just having something dialed in, meat and potatoes, super sweet, that you can just come back to and keep going on your journey. So that's how I do my stuff. I've got it all dialed in like that. Anytime I incorporate anything new, I'm always like, ugh, because it's you know, you gotta fit it into the process and figure it out and make sure there's no problems and make it foolproof for, you know, big festival performances, things like that. You know, you need to be able to rely on your gear and stuff. So I'm preaching all that all the time, and I appreciate everybody watching here. And there's no reason to stop now, because you can keep watching as I have hundreds of videos going over guitar maintenance, guitar tones, conversational stuff, all that. I hope you'll check it out. My Patreon community, my guitar instructional DVD, more videos like this. Kyle Bull, check them out. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm Rob Arnold signing off. See you on the next one.